What's up everybody, welcome to We Do Tech. So it's time for some tech news again, where we go over all of the tech news that happened in the past week. And there has been quite a few things that's been going on, so we're gonna cover all of that. So let's get into that right after this. Do you live in South Africa and want to get yourself some awesome new gaming products? Well, go check out Rebel Tech. They have extremely low prices and they stock all the major brands like ASUS, MSI, Gigabyte, Corsair and many more. You're also able to get Destiny 2 when purchasing selected Nvidia GTX 1080 or 1080 Ti graphics cards. So check out the link in the video description to go get yourself a new graphics card and a new game. Okay, so the first topic is of Nvidia announcing their new Titan V GPU. Now, just to be clear, this new Titan V isn't for the mainstream market, so I wouldn't recommend it if you buy it just for gaming, because firstly, it's quite expensive at $3,000, and also it's mainly focused for the scientific and deep learning market. So the deep learning market has really been quite booming this last few years, so it's mainly focused for that, just like the Tesla GPUs as well. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the aspects of this GPU because otherwise it would take too long. So I'll leave a link in the video description where you can check out Steve from Gamers Nexus, where he did make an article about that and also made a video about that. So go check that out. But it is quite a beastly GPU with 5,120 CUDA cores, 640 tensor processors. It has a core clock of 1,200 megahertz. It does have a memory bandwidth of 1.7 gigabits per second. So it's running HBM2 memory, but stay tuned. We're also going to check out the new announcement for GDDR6. So stay tuned for that one. It has 12 gigabytes of VRAM. It does have 21.1 billion transistors. So that's quite a lot of transistors on a card. It does also have a TDP of 250 watts, and the cooling unit, of course, is just the normal blow style fan like all of the others. Again, just to be clear, this is not a gaming card, so don't get your hopes up for having ultra high FPS in all of the latest new games. It's not meant for that, it's meant for scientific work. Also, it's probably not going to be outsourced to some of the other core manufacturers like MSI and ASUS, those people, because Nvidia usually just does these on their own, so they're just going to stay with that. Okay, then next up, Apple has agreed to pay Ireland $15.4 billion because of the UE actually forcing them to pay their taxes. Because if you guys don't know, this thing has been going on quite a while, since August last year, where the EU wanted Apple to actually pay their taxes, because in Ireland a lot of companies start their headquarters almost there because they don't have to pay that high taxes. It's like 0.005%, so it's really low, and that actually helps Ireland to grow because a lot of companies invest into them, and that just helps grow the economy and just helps Ireland get bigger. But now the EU, like all of the other countries, they don't really like this because that's a lot of money, 15.4 billion. So they have appealed at the European Court of Justice for Ireland to actually force Apple to pay its taxes, because again, it's a lot of money. But the thing is, it's not only them. I know Apple is doing that, like I said, and Google also. A lot of companies have headquarters there to actually reduce the taxes that they have to pay. Probably Microsoft and all of the big companies have theirs as well there, so it's not really a new thing. But Apple and Ireland is going to appeal this ruling so that Apple doesn't need to pay $15.4 million in taxes, because that just helps Ireland actually grow for the companies to invest in them. But they still have to pay that 15.4 billion, and only afterwards, if the court has decided that it's not needed, will they be paid back. But yeah, that's still a lot of money that they actually have to pay. Next up, Tesla has just received another big order for their semi-truck. So if you guys don't know, a while back when they announced the Tesla Roadster version 2, they also announced, probably the main thing was their Tesla trucks. So the Tesla trucks is a lot more powerful, it's electric powered, and and all of that. But now they've actually got some deposits already. The company that owns Budweiser beer has just ordered 40 Tesla trucks. They had to pay a deposit of $20,000 each. And in total, when they actually bring out the trucks in, I think 2020, they should be able to make about $6 million in total with that order. But that's if they can actually produce that order, because like with the Model 3, they don't really stay to their schedule. There's a lot of stuff that happens and then they fall behind. So hopefully this doesn't happen with the trucks, because other big companies have ordered some trucks as well, like Walmart and also JB Hunt Transport Services. So hopefully they can actually deliver and make a bit of money, because this is also going to help out Tesla to invest in new cars and technologies, which is always awesome. So next up, if you guys want to get yourself some free games, check out Ubisoft. They're giving away World in Conflict, the entire complete edition on PC for free until the 11th of December. And then after that, they're going to give away Assassin's Creed Black Flag also for free until the 18th of December. After that, I'm not really sure. They haven't announced anything yet, but they'll probably do this till like Christmas or so on, until next year, where they'll actually give away free games. So check that out. And also Humble Bundle is also giving out Homefront, so if you guys want to get Homefront for free as well, check out the link in the video description. It's only for, I think, till tomorrow. So if you guys want to get yourself 2 free games, definitely check out the links in your video description, because it's not going to be till long. And also remember about Assassin's Creed Black Flag, that is happening on the 11th of the 12th of December as well, so check that out. Okay, then next up, like I mentioned, with the Titan V, GDDR6 is also almost here, with one of AMD's engineers working on a DRAM controller for GDDR6. He mentioned it in his LinkedIn account, and later on it was actually removed, just the GDDR6 part though. So this is mostly for their new architecture Navi coming out in 2018. Also in 2018 we'll see a lot more mass production of GDDR6. We'll probably also see it in some of Nvidia's cars as well, like the 2000 series, or because that's mostly more consumer grade, and I think GDDR6 would work better for us normal consumers. Also, it's approximately going to have double the bandwidth of GDDR5, so expect that, and that's probably going to work very, very well with if Nvidia brings out the 2000 series, and especially now also with HDMI 2 version 2.1 coming out as well, having such more bandwidth capabilities. I think it's going to work perfectly for that, and we will actually be able to handle, let's say, 4K at 144 Hertz, which at the moment is not really possible. Like I mentioned with the previous article, in one of the previous videos, with Asus and Acer having a monitor running at 4K, also at 144 Hertz, they actually delayed that to 2018. It's probably for HDMI 2.1 and also for this, just for the cars to actually be able to handle all of those frames at that high frame rate. But still, keeping on with AMD, Ryzen 2 will still support the AM4 socket. This is after a live stream from Overclockers UK hosted a live Q&A with James Pryor, a senior product manager at AMD. So they'll still use the AM4 socket till at least 2020. So if you do have a Ryzen 7, don't worry, you'll still be able to use your current motherboard with the new Ryzen 2 CPUs when they come out. All you'll need to do is just update your BIOS and you should be set. So that's a good thing from AMD. I wish Intel would do the same. Okay, then next up, some Bitcoin news, and if you haven't seen my previous video, you can go check that out. One of the biggest cryptocurrency marketplaces, NiceHash, which I personally use to mine as well, has been hacked, and 4,700 Bitcoins were stolen, which is approximately $68 million. So all of that is gone, and the sad thing is, it's all of the people that worked to mine the altcoins to get paid out in Bitcoin, that's their money gone. So that's really really bad. The founders did go on Facebook Live apologizing, say that they're working with authorities to actually track down the hackers, even though I don't think that's really going to be possible, but they're working with that. They also say they contacted a lot of the major exchanges for when people actually want to sell those Bitcoins, because you know every Bitcoin has a ID. So if the people want to sell them, they'll be able to track that and prevent that Bitcoin from being sold. So hopefully that'll be able to actually be tracked and the Bitcoins will be able to be returned to NiceHash so that the people can get their money back. The site unfortunately is still offline. They said that it would be back on in 24 hours. It's been more than 24 hours, so it's still not on. Nobody is able to mine with NiceHash, and hopefully they'll be able to bring it up quickly, because I honestly want to still mine. So, and a lot of other people, there's probably their main source of income, so they have to get NiceHash up and running again. The next up, still with Bitcoin, Steam has just removed the option of using Bitcoins to buy games. This is mostly due to Bitcoin's high fluctuation, where it can drop 10% in a few hours and then back up again in also a few hours. And also because of the transaction fees that's too high. So they've removed that completely, but you'll still be able to just exchange your Bitcoins and then use your real world money to actually buy the games. And then the last news about Bitcoin, I promise. Bitcoin has just reached again an all-time high. Every single week we talk about Bitcoin that reached an all-time high. It's reached an all-time high of 17,105 Bitcoins. That's still a crazy amount every time I say this, and it just keeps going. But it did reach that, and then it went back down to 16,000. It's even now, when I checked, it was a bit below that even. So again, like I mentioned with the Steam, it just keeps fluctuating. You can't really say when it's going to stop, when it's going to go up. And also, it actually went from last week when I did my video, last week it was $11,000. It's 17,000. It's $6,000 up. That's quite an increase. And then lastly, we also have to put in some game news here as well. PUBG has just released a trailer for their new desert map, which will be releasing on the 20th of December. And also that's going to be the time they've released their version 1.0, the official release for PC. On the 18th of December, they're bringing out PUBG for the Xbox as well, officially. So if you guys do have Xbox, you'll be able to play PUBG. We don't have any word on PlayStation yet, so just be patient for that. Also, with the new desert map, there's going to be new vehicles, new items. It's just going to be an entirely new design, which is going to be awesome, because after a while the game does get a bit boring if you just do the same thing all over again, especially on the same map. So new maps is very, very good. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you do like this type of videos where I just go over all of the tech news that happened in the past week, please like the video, and also just let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any other news as well, just drop a comment down and let the other guys know. And you can also send me some news articles on Twitter if you hear anything cool. Just drop me a Twitter. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will check all of you next time. Cheers, guys.